Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. Touch base on a few things here for this afternoon for the rest of the week. Our severe weather outlook, still no slight risk of severe weather showing up. Any thunderstorm action would be limited to the far southern part of the country, as we still have some cool shots of air to contend with here locally. No tornadoes so far for the month of March. The quietest has been since 1969. And that's a good stat to have. Things can always change in a hurry, and they typically do, but right now, looking at the longer term, it's not very likely. Now, we may get some more severe weather in the south, but here locally, not looking likely. In fact, if anything, we've got to talk about snow again. I'll get to that in a second. First off, temperature outside, 44 degrees, 41 at Fort Knox. We're not warming much at all. The clouds moved in on schedule, and we just cannot gain any ground today on the thermometer before that took place. So now we've got the clouds here. It is really going to be a struggle to get to 50 today. So could have a cool, chilly afternoon. Just a gentle reminder that it is still officially winter outside. Spring does not arrive until Friday night. Lots of clouds back. We had that clear sky last night, and man, we were awful close to getting a hold of those northern lights here locally. Solar storms like this, you really have to take them hour by hour, and you don't really know the expansion they will have as far as affecting the aurora borealis when they take place. And timing's everything, and this one moved in mid to late afternoon, and usually you get your best show within 4 to 6 hours from that. And the timing was perfect to line up for the northern part of the country into Canada and across the Arctic Circle in general. But for us in Kentucky, if we had another 3 hours, maybe we could have gotten something out of that. But unfortunately, time wasn't in our favor. But man, it was a close call, closest we've been in quite some time. And it may not be the last, but again, I mean, this came out of nowhere. These geometric storms, they're not very easy to predict, so they come out of nowhere, and you got to take it slow. But thanks for everybody that was at least sending us reports, trying to watch how things are going to play out. I was one of those too that was watching outside. All right, clouds now today, as I mentioned. There's the rain to the south and southwest. Now, it's going to come in waves. This first wave will move through tonight. Overall, it's going to aim itself across the Kentucky-Tennessee border. And there'll be another wave. It's a little further north during the day Thursday that could give showers in the afternoon and evening for the northern half. But overall, both of these are minor events. And the way it's timing out, though, with the temperatures running cooler than expected in this part of the region, there is going to be a chance we could see some frozen precip involved. Because look what happens here. The model is saying that right now we should be 47. We're only 44, so the models are already too warm. As we get into tonight, it gets down like 41. We'll probably be a little cooler than that. Nothing too far off. But notice the focus of the rainfall. At times, the radar may show rain over us, but it may struggle to reach the ground. We've got a fairly dry atmosphere. But that dynamic cooling, though, may be enough now, that dry air, that we could see some of this in this zone here mixed with snowflakes. Will be above freezing, so we're not expecting any accumulation issues or travel issues or anything like that. But don't be surprised if some snow or sleet even mixes in with your rain initially late tonight and tomorrow, especially north and east of Louisville in that L-shaped direction from the city. It is possible. Most of us, though, liquid form. The snow is not the big deal, so don't get all worked up over that. And then we may see a break in the rain between the two gaps of the systems. Again, one south, one north, and that break may happen around midday tomorrow. So during the daylight hours tomorrow, we may get lucky with a lot of dryness, and that will affect numbers as far as highs. If we get enough dry air, we could easily get into the 50s. But overall, we're going to go on the cooler side of things right now. With that second wave moving in for the afternoon, evening. If you're into the Capes Yum Center for the basketball games, it'll be soggy. Some showers you'll have to dodge. Keep that in mind. And right now, it looks like the rain should move out of here by at least mid to late morning on Friday. The clouds may linger for a while. Excuse me. Clouds may linger into the afternoon and evening, so that will be a race on temperature as well. If we get some sunshine in here, say 5 or 6 o'clock, we could get into the upper 50s with no problem, even hit 60 in some locations. But right now, the clouds may linger long enough. Most of the day will be stuck in the 50s, which is bad, pretty normal. And then we'll start off Saturday on a warm note, and then Saturday looks to be our warmest day over the next 7, if not longer, days ahead of us. Rainfall-wise, again, this is only through 11 a.m. on Friday, but I mean, it's just not that impressive. So that's good. No worries about flooding. Hopefully enough to get the pollen down. Possibility. Here's the GFS from Weather Bell showing that chance for flakes to mix in later on tonight, early tomorrow. Here's Louisville right here. And again, it's going to be mainly found areas north and northeast have the best chance to see that briefly take place. Just want to point it out. Snow lovers, even you guys, I think, are getting tired of this stuff. I know I am. It's, this 78 the other day was a tease. Let's get on with it. Let's get spring going. Anyway, the pattern overall, though, is not really expected to change. And that very well, I mentioned this the other day on the video blog, and I think it's holding true. It may very well last through the summer into next winter. And if that's the case, get ready for an average, if not cooler than average at times, summer, and maybe 3 winters in a row of cold and snow. If these ocean temperatures don't change, it's been pumping that ridge up and keeping the drought going in the western part of the country. And if that continues to stay locked in, there's not much that's going to change for us. So we'll see how it goes. We'll watch the trends. But in the short term, between now and say April, we're going to have several waves of cold that are going to pass through. Now, it's going to be hard for the cold air to get locked in this time of the year. It doesn't stick around for more than 24 to 48 hours at best, and it's out of here. And you get the warm air, the reality of spring that wants to fight back, but it doesn't get much of a chance because you get another wave to come in and knock it back down again. So the roller coaster ride of warm and cold is going to continue all the way through at least the first week of April. Thunder over Louisville is a month from today. Let's hope we can shake that jet up enough and get it out of here to where we get some warmer air involved with Thunder over Louisville. We don't want it to be chilly, but it could be real close to having that pattern break. Now, as that happens, you still going to have an active subtropical jet. You still have areas of low pressure rolling out, and we've got to watch for any phasing potential. If we do see any phasing potential, like we've seen all winter long, you do have to run the risk for snow. So yes, as I've been saying, we are not done with the snow. I do not see any data that takes away that thought anymore today. I still think that is still fully on the table for a while. That chance is on the table for some snowfall before it's over with. Always crazy. All right, here's one of those dips. That'll be, now Saturday, as I mentioned, will be a warm day. Saturday looks good. I think we'll hit 70 on Saturday. It's the way it's looking. But Sunday, there's a trough digging in Sunday, and we got a wave that'll move out. Now, this wave looks to be pretty suppressed. The question is this little dig here on Sunday to Monday. How much of a dig is that going to be? Is it going to be a phased system here as we head into the beginning portion of next week? Right now, just the GFS, it's weak enough that it may signify maybe some sprinkles or wet snow mixed in. Very, very light, if anything. This will be mainly Monday night into Tuesday. GFS isn't too thrilled, but the Canadian, on the other hand, is quite thrilled and is trying to dig it in sharp enough that you get a good phased system here that develops and pulls up the eastern seaboard. We've seen that a lot this winter, and then you end up with a snow event. And yes, the Canadian is spitting out a wet snow accumulation out of this, even for us. This will be mainly Monday night and Tuesday. Now, I don't want to focus on one model. We know better than to do that, and this is just one trend here we've noticed in the models. The other ones are not in full agreement. The Canadian or the European's not in yet, and because of daylight saving time, it comes in later now. So I'll have to add it onto the blog later. The map I will. So stay tuned for that. Check the blog later again for an update. But we got several days to watch this. But it is interesting. I wouldn't rule it out. It could be onto something. The Canadian's done well this winter in sniffing this idea out, and then it loses it when you get closer, and then you see the GFS and the NAM kick in. But right now, neither one of those are supporting that. So the Canadian right now is kind of on its own, just hanging out. We'll see how it plays for us. But overall, you see these cold shots. I mean, we get a chance to bump upward here as we head into Saturday, and then we drop as we head into Monday and Tuesday. You'll see that little drop there, that phase potential that could happen somewhere in this area. That's the system we'll watch for early next week. And then we see another bump upward as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, rapidly back into the 60s with some rain. And then we see another dip as we head into the last few days of the month of March. Cold weather moves back in again, and then we'll probably warm up after that. So buckle up, guys. It's going to be a wild ride of warm and cold for a while, and snow chances are going to stay on the table for a while longer. Not taking it out completely, guys. All right, that's it for right now. We'll see you today on the evening news, and look forward to Saturday there. All right, talk to you soon.